Hi, travelers. Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot, and I'm coming to you today with a general reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of August 2016. Before I get started on the spread, there's a couple of things I'd like to say. Those of you who have been waiting on the phone readings from me while I was on vacation, I really appreciate your patience with that. I'm picking up the schedule starting this evening with the readings. Those of you who are waiting on Akashic Records readings, I will be contacting you starting tomorrow so we can get ready with the scheduling. Those of you who have received your Akashic Records readings and you have been keeping me updated on your progress so far, I really want to thank you so much for sharing that with me. It makes me very happy to see that some of you, well, actually all of you are really doing very well. I appreciate that. And let's see, I have lowered the prices on my phone readings by $20. That's going to stay permanent that way. Um, I also have video readings, and I do Akashic Records readings as well. Go over to the website and subscribe. I generally send out a monthly newsletter letting you know what's going on, if I'm going to be having any specials. Those people who are subscribed get that information first, so they get to book first. Let's see. And if you don't take advantage of the video readings, for months people were asking me about it, and now nobody's buying them. So if I'm not getting any response, I'll get rid of them. So that's just the way it works for me. I'm coming to you with a new deck, the Prisma Visions Tarot, excuse me, by James Eade. I waited a whole year to buy this deck. Let me get some water. I've been slobbering over it for a whole year. Wasn't sure that it was going to speak to me when I purchased it. It is a lovely illustrated deck. And the moment I unwrapped it and started shuffling, the cards just started speaking. So for me, I can't speak for any other reader. For me, my intuition, my psychic abilities come through clear audience, hearing, and clear cognizance, knowing. So when I look at the cards, I'm not just reading the cards, I'm actually hearing. They're speaking to me and they're telling me what it is they want me to know for me to pass it on to you. So I was so pleased that these cards talked to me. I have tons of decks in a box over there that I purchased and they just don't say a word. So we'll be doing 7 cards. I do have the Sibilas here, okay, for clarification if we need. Again, this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for August 2016. If the message does not resonate with you, please check back for your Moon and Rising sign as they are posted. I'm trying to get them all done today. I just have the Earth signs left to do after this. Do not come under the video and ask me how do I think it's going to end for you if you're going through this situation, whatever the cards are going to talk about. The best way to do that is to purchase a reading, whether phone or video. That way I can tune into your personal energies around your specific situation and I can give you more specific answers. This is just general, okay? So as I've already done a little bit of pre-shuffling of the cards and what fell out. There's a card that fell out at the beginning. So I'm going to turn that over for you in just a second. I would also like to apologize if my camera's out of focus. What are you going to do? And these cards are brand new, so they're still slickering. They got a gloss on them. Unlike my poor Sibilas, who are like tissue paper thin now. I've got to get a new deck. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to eventually because the cards are literally falling apart. Okay, 7 cards down. The first card that fell out as I pre-shuffled is the Hierophant. Okay. Now, this represents Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So this is about, it rules the 2nd house. So this is about your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-possessions, the things that you own, the money that you make, not money that you get from other outside influences. It also speaks to material wealth and security, and it's also a fixed sign. So we're going to see how that plays out. It's an earth sign as well, okay? 7 cards. Judgment. The 7 of chalices. Now, this doesn't have cups, it has chalices, but it's the same thing. Represents water signs. The King of Swords. Our focus card in the center is the 6 of chalices. The Page of Wands. The Fool. Last card down, the Chariot. Underneath the deck, well, I have the High Priestess. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I'm so sorry that there's a glare. These cards are there it is. It's a beautiful card, and I'll kind of explain the imagery to you um, when I get to the card. That's the overall energy. So right in the center, we have the Six of Chalices, otherwise known as the Six of Cups, and this is our focus. Now, we are still under the Pluto Neptune retrograde. We also have Mercury going retrograde sometime this weekend, and we have Uranus going retrograde either the 28th or the 29th. So 4 planets going in retrograde phase going into August 2016. As we know, during Mercury retrogrades, old lovers can come back, but also old situations will represent themselves. So it's really not a time to start anything new if you can help it, but to go back over those old things that you could probably retweak, rework, revise, reassess, review. um, now, Judgment being the first card out. I need you to sit down, little dog. Come up here. Come on. Come sit down up here. Come here. Come on. Go sit down. Go up there. Judgment, first card out. And Judgment is really that. It is an opportunity to bring about a new way of life or a new way of being. This can be either in the material sense or in the spiritual sense. As you can see on this imagery, there's a door open and there's a vortex in that door, okay? And yet the vortex spills out through the door. Now we can say it spills into this doorway, or we can say that this is being sucked out, however you want to look at it. Nevertheless, the vortex is a strong pull. It is, you don't know what's in the center. You may lose your equilibrium, your balance, your whatever. It can suck you into an entirely new world, all right? Which when you come out on the other side, it is definitely going to be something new. So it is a drastic change is what it is. That's the energy of a vortex too. It just kind of comes in and changes you. So perhaps for some of you, what's interesting about this card is that the doorway, it's not in a building. It's kind of like in the universe. There's no building surrounding this. It's just an open doorway going from one plane to the next, okay? One situation to the next. I have the Seven of Chalices here. And as we know, the sevens represent an internal struggle. It's not the fives, but it's something. Fives represent external conflict. Sevens represent internal conflicts. It is also the number of going through a spiritual change. But here I have the most prominent feature is this snake and this Seven of Chalices. I don't know if you can see him there in the cup. I'm sorry, my camera's all out of focus. Really, I am. And the serpent represents change and transformation. Depending on what religion you practice or believe in, or you know anything about, he can represent evil, deception, misdeeds, lies. In other cultures, the snake is looked upon as, in religious beliefs, religious cultures, that the snake is looked upon as a change agent. It is literally a transformation. It sheds its skin. It goes from one phase to the next. It can also be a blessing. I know in the Chinese culture, the snakes are considered to be very, very wise. They don't expend a lot of energy doing what it is they need to do, but yet they're always ready to strike when need be. They're considered to be very wise and very cunning. It also represents a phallic symbol. So for some of you, this could incorporate a change coming through a sexual relationship, or a change coming basically from not knowing what the right thing is that you need to be doing. What should you be choosing for yourself? Is it going to be something that is inherently bad or negative or evil? Or is it going to be something that is going to bring some kind of beauty and transformation into your life? Now, I'm not exactly sure what this King of Swords is all about. But I'm not sure if it's an energy or a person. It could be very well both. But the imagery of the card is a king with a sword. He's standing over as if he's protecting. He's created butterflies. He's summoned a flock. I don't know what you call a swarm of butterflies to sit over this nest of these three goslings here. Okay, and the juxtaposition of the butterflies in the middle of winter. So this is some type of change agent. Now, I don't know, as I say, if this is a person or if it's just an energy, but it moves into the Six of Chalices. And traditionally in the traditional tarot, the Six of Cups is about nostalgia. It is about childhood. It is about those things that make you feel warm and fuzzy. It could be about friends from the past. We do know Mercury retrograde is coming up, so this could be the return of a past lover for you, whom in the past, perhaps you guys had some kind of falling out. Maybe this person confused you. There was a change brought about. You guys had to perhaps separate. The winter speaks to a cold indifference. We know that in the traditional and the Rider-Waite tarot that the King of Swords is someone who's emotionally distant or very, very buttoned up in their emotions, but yet he has this ability to summon butterflies. Okay. Also, transformation. Butterflies go into a chrysalis form, a cocoon, and then they transform themselves into something beautiful. Now, upon the heels of this Six of Chalices is this Page of Wands, and the page brings not only news, he deals with ambition, desires, passion, your fighting spirit. But we also know that fire is a very quick moving energy. It is known as the great purifier. So it can come in literally and set you ablaze, and it can burn down total structures, okay, where there's ashes left. What are you going to do after that? Well, what's interesting about this card is that, and I hope you can see this, there is a guy who's kind of, he's right here, okay? And he's kind of tied to this tree by this stream of fire. And the warning is to be careful about being carried away, because it can literally take you, this fire, and I don't know, do what it will with you. Okay. But this is definitely some news. So to me, there's some changes coming through for you. It leads off with with judgment. And you arrive at a place where maybe this just speaks to the harmony that you're feeling in your own self, within your own life, or your own situation. But that something new, a new element is introduced, and it's introduced quite quickly. That could be the energy of Uranus, which it is, because it's followed up by the Fool card. And that is definitely Uranus. This is a brand new change, a brand new opportunity for you. Now, what I like about this card is that there's a pelican sitting on this post. There's a life preserver hanging on the side, as if, well, pelican don't really need a life preserver now, does he? Maybe someone else needed that life preserver, and it's just kind of there on the off chance. But what you can't see, there's a bear. Right there. There's a bear swimming out into this storm. So the thing is, has he gone too far? Has he overreached himself? Has he gotten out in the middle of the water in the storm and realized that, oh shit, not only can I not get the pelican to eat, but I'm not going to be able to swim back either? Or will he be successful? Is he going to be able to reach that post and climb up and grab that pelican before it can fly away? So this is about taking a risk and taking a chance. It could also be about taking a journey, just simply throwing caution to the wind and going after what it is you really want. Now, what comes out with that is the Chariot card. Now, that would give me 2 sevens. I have the Seven of Chalices, and I have the Chariot, which represents the sevens. And so, again, this is Pisces. So we have the water here. 1, 2 water cards, 3 water cards represented. So you could be dealing with either an air sign. I think it's an air sign person. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, but we cannot ignore the fact that we have an earth and a fire sign. I think the Hierophant is coming in to ask you at the beginning, saying, to It's a protection kind of a card. Maybe you're going to need this protection as you throw the caution to the wind. Okay. Maybe you're going to, the knowledge that you have been seeking, or the information that you've been seeking about whatever this situation is, will eventually come to you, because the Hierophant represents, he receives the knowledge from above, and then his job is to disseminate it out. Quite different energy than this High Priestess. Okay. The High Priestess also knows things, and she receives information. This is about the still small voice within, what your intuition is telling you. However, she doesn't always share what she knows. You have to be worthy in order to get the High Priestess to tell you what it is that she knows. Okay. And if she doesn't deem you're worthy enough, okay, or the situation is not quite right, she's not going to reveal anything to you. Now, what I find interesting about this card is that there's pomegranate cleaved in half, split open. Some of the seeds have fallen out. There's the moon in the background. Okay. But yet there's someone walking away with the other half of the pomegranate. Okay. So only having half of the story. The situation only bearing half fruit. We don't know if the person walking away holding that other half will return. We don't know what's going to happen to those other seeds that are being carried away. So this is literally the card of the unknown. Whenever I see this show up like this kind of says you're not really supposed to know how this is going to end, so to speak. Okay, so we have two separate energies here. Maybe this is you, Cancer, walking away. Maybe you're walking away from something, unsure and uncertain of which direction it is that you need to go. The Seven of Chalices here. But the Chariot comes in. The Chariot comes in to say that no matter what happens, the best way to handle this situation is to remain balanced, the yin and the yang. See, this doesn't have the two sphinxes, but we're not going to, and you also have the dove as the hood ornament. This is a car. So this is basically being able to drive or navigate the situation in such a way that you can remain balanced enough to be in tune to whatever this spiritual thing is that's trying to reveal itself to you. And I do feel that this is going, because it ends with these two major arcana cards here. And as I say, the major arcanas are spiritual lessons. And out of 7 cards, I have 1, 2, 3. 1 fell out at the beginning, that's 4. And then the 5th, the High Priestess. So really, this situation is kind of out of your hands. So the best way that you can work through it is simply to trust what your intuition is telling you. Pay attention to all the signs and synchronicities that are coming in. Listen carefully to what people are saying to you. Watch carefully people's actions to make sure that what they're doing is matching up to what they're telling you. Okay? But at this point in time, and in this general reading, the outcome is unknown at this time. So what I want to look at is what the judgment is trying to tell us. Okay? Because it starts with a change, some type of change, some call, some awakening, something that is causing you great confusion. As I said, I'm going to look at this King of Swords because I don't know if it's a person or just an energy. It kind of reads a little bit like both. Almost as if the cards are saying that it is someone important who has brought about this change and has created some confusion, but the two of you are not together. There's a distance, whether this is a actual physical difference, a distance, or a metaphorical distance between the two of you. I'm also kind of picking up maybe this person might be in the military. Maybe that's what the distance is about. Maybe the Hierophant and represents, maybe you guys were trying to build a home life together, because the Hierophant can also represent marriages, committed relationships. but there's some confusion going on here. So first, let's look at the Judgment. But this is a confusion that's an inner conflict. It's something you're confused about, the way you feel, your emotions. And maybe this King of Swords person is trying to conjure up these butterflies to allay your fears or your worries of some sort. Let's see. Judgment. Yes. Someone left. There's illness or sadness. I don't know. Maybe this is someone passed away. The Judgment. But nevertheless, it is someone who's absent. A situation that you can't seem to forget is something you're tied to in this past that makes you feel this way with this Judgment card. And then I have the Viaggio. And this is coming in the future. In a sense, it's kind of like maybe there's going to be a return of the person. Maybe some of you, if someone has passed away, you've been getting messages, or the person's been appearing in your dreams or speaking to you in some way, shape, or form as if a return. But it is definitely someone who there is a distance between. Okay? Let's look at this King of Swords and see what. It is a change between two lovers, whether heterosexual or same-sex, whomever is going to take the role of the male and whomever is going to take the role of the female. Remember I said it's like there's a distance between the two. And that's what the change is. There's a distance or a separation, either real world distance or a metaphorical distance between the two of you. This has come in to change something. And maybe this is why the butterflies have shown up, to try to bring about some new warmth or inject some new hope and another kind of change into the situation, which could play out because I have this Six of Chalices here. Now, what I want to know is what is the unknown about this? Maybe the Sibilas can give us a little bit of insight. Disgrazia. Militare. So yes, maybe the person is in the military. Sacerdote. Now, what this says to me is that there has always been some type of something underlying this type of the relationship. Always. And I think it has been things that have not been faced or addressed. It could literally have to do with self-esteem issues, okay? Or the relationship being unequal in some way. The 2 sevens represent false friends. It could represent, there's one more. Hang on one second. Let me get that for you. Deception and false friends. Yes, and self-esteem issues can cause instability in the relationship. And this is really, I think, what it's all about. And I think this has been an underlying factor in the relationship all along. Because I can see here this King of Swords is trying to change the situation. He's trying to inject something into it. Maybe he cannot because there is a distance between the two. Disgrazia, a tower situation in the past. Maybe this is you allowing your fears and your insecurities to get the best of you, and perhaps you've driven this person away. If you haven't driven the person away, the person is away, and because they're away, your insecurities are coming in. Militare, this can indeed speak to the fact that the person is in the military, but it can also speak to things going on under the surface or behind the scenes that you can't see or know. Maybe that is why you are feeling like there is some deception there, okay? But this could literally just be self-deceit on your own part. Sacerdote. Is this person really faithful? Is this person really single? Will we ever get together? What are his intentions towards me? Male or female, whomever's going to take the role of the male. The High Priestess. This says that these are things that are unknown. Sometimes this has to do with female issues. It could be menopause or menstruation. It does represent the moon. These are things hidden. These are things that you really need to get a handle on, because it has caused some issues here. That's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope the message helped. And until next time, namaste.